Is it best to pay off your credit cards in full? Well, some would say yes, some would say no, and we have an opinion. So let's talk about when is the best time to pay it off. Number two, how utilization, the use of your cards, is going to affect your credit score, and your balances. And last, a very simple plan to erase your balances quickly and get them down to 0%. So let's start with a few statistics around just the use of credit cards and credit scores. The answer to, is it best to pay them off in full every month? The obvious answer is yes. That's how you keep 0% interest. People say over and over and over, and they hear sometimes where, I might have an American Express balance at $100,000. I mean, there was a time when we were just thriving with the Millionaire Maker, Dr. Phil's money expert, traveling a ton. Sometimes those cards would be as high as $250,000 in a month, and we would pay them off in full every month. So you protect your credit score. You can rack up a ton of points. You start understanding the use of credit cards and their point systems. And again, we're talking about the big ones. We're talking about American Express, Discover, Chase, Citibank, the big banks. We're not talking about retail. I was just home over Thanksgiving, and some of my nieces and nephews were getting Cabela's cards and Shields cards and, different retail cards. Those are lovely, but they are not going to affect your financial situation the way that big companies do. So make sure that when you apply for cards, you're applying for 4 to 6 within a 24 to 48-hour period, because that way you're only going to get one big pull. Now, they're all going to pull, but they're going to pull at one time. If you spread it out, then you have pulls throughout every other 2 weeks. Your credit score is going to go down significantly, usually about 20, 30 points on an application. It'll build back up within 30, 60, 90 days, depending again on how you're using your cards. Some other fun facts. Average credit card APR is 20 to 25%. Debt doubles in 3 to 4 years at those rates. So it is outrageous to pay anything, in my opinion, more than 3, 4, 5%. I mean, debt is the cost of money. So why are you paying for a lot of it? I would focus the other way. And I say this all the time about being in credit card debt. The only reason you're in credit card debt is you've outlived your ability to make money. So you've outlived your paycheck, and you haven't been trained as an entrepreneur to make money on your own and go, hustle and make your own cash. So then you live your life on a credit card. The answer isn't to just keep modifying and adjusting your credit cards. The answer is go make more money. And we have a great process coming in January of 2026. We have a Build Your Cash Machine. How do you build business that can actually make money today? And I'm known for it. I love teaching you to make money. It is the funnest thing that I love to teach, and we're bringing it back. So make sure that you click on the link below, get registered. So we're going to show you how to build a cash machine as fast as you can, so then you can make money instead of go into debt. Credit utilization, right? That's your balance divided by your limits, makes up 30% of your FICO score. Keeping your utilization under 10% is ideal. Under 30 is the bank common benchmark. So if you use cards like a pro, you're on auto pay on your statements. So you pick a day, usually 1 or 2 days before the statements are due, for a full payoff. And it's just set up. So you have to make sure you have the money in your account, that it's all set. If you're using a large corporate card where other companies also have a line of credit agreement, make sure all the money is where it needs to be before that ACH gets pulled or that auto pay gets pulled. I mean, we're talking about using credit cards like a pro. They'll pay their mortgage. They'll pay everything. Intentionally to rack up a huge bill so they can get tons of points. I mean, some of these cards will do 6 times points. Some of these cards will do huge cash back. There's all sorts of way to get almost a secondary income on the points and the cash back, depending on how you want to use your cards and structure it. And you keep your balances low to keep your credit score high. The more you pay it off and the more frequent you utilize it, the better. So you may pick 1 or 2 to put a lot of heavy utilization on, and then pick some other ones like I pick with kids as I'm teaching them. Use 1 for gas, 1 for, personal items, 1 for, groceries, but structure your cards and structure your use. And you're going to want to keep anywhere between 3 to 5 cards. Sometimes experts say even 6 cards in the process. You do not actually take them down. There are some people who say you should just, cut up your credit cards. Nothing could hurt your credit score more than cutting up your credit cards. So if you have cards that you don't want to use, just let them atrophy out. They'll close them by no utilization. That's going to be better for your credit score than you just going and cutting them up. And Susie Orman used to say, put them in the freezer. Like that's going to do anything for a credit score or any effectiveness. Fascinating, though, decision. So if you have balances already, I want you to go get my Millionaire Maker book. In fact, I'm going to give you a free copy, the whole thing, my version 2 of the Millionaire Maker. On page 194 is how you pay down what I call power down your debt, where you actually go on a little bit of a freeze where you're not continuing to spend. You have 5 cards. There's a structure to how do you pay off the one with the highest interest rate first. And then you take that payment and you power it down to the next payment, to the next payment, the next payment. So literally within a period of 3 to 6 months, you can get rid of your debt, depending on how high it is, but it powers down that interest rate. The strategy I like the most is just to do all balance transfers to 0% credit cards. We have over 500 banks we work with. We can get you 0% cards for up to 21 months. So if you're stacked up with $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 of credit cards, we can move them all to 0% finance, pay them off, and get into a better behavior and better pattern. Now, before we continue with some other alternative strategies, I want you to subscribe to my channel. Click that notification button. I need you here 5 days a week. You have to want to learn this. You want to lean in. You want to learn. So I need to understand how to put money in my life. It's so interesting. Most people in this category of credit cards, you learn from your friends in school. Like your parents probably didn't teach you, and some of you, it'd be interesting to hear what your statistics are, get into trouble. Between 18 to 23 years old, there's over 5,000 solicitations for you to get a credit card. And that is your trap. That's your trap years right there. Because if you get too far down, you're going to take anywhere between 5 to 7 years to recover your credit scores. Now you're going to want to buy a vehicle, a house, whatever else you want to buy, and you've already blown your credit score. Your credit score is vital to your financial success. So the biggest strategy is to build a system around how you're going to make your payments. So auto pay, I would spread out if you can. If you have 4 to 5 cards, so let's just say you have 4, do 1 a week, right? So you're paying off this one, then you're paying off this one, start using it again, pay off the next one, start using it again, pay off. So all 4 cards are always paid off, but there's not one big cash pull on your cash resources or cash flow, whether it's a business or you personally, within a month. And make sure you're monitoring your credit score. So go to FICO. That's your best system to do it. There's a lot of other little ways to go see what your credit score is. Some of them are manipulated and owned by one of the bureaus. So I would go to FICO.com, check out what your score is, monitor it. Make sure that you are using your cards right and responsibly. If you don't have the money, don't use them. Simple. So if you have any questions at any time, go to askloral.com, ASKLORAL. Ask a question, make a request. We'll be back tomorrow.